Section 6.5 Example 3 on page 418 says you can find conditional relative frequency by dividing a joint frequency by that frequency's row total or column total. Example 3 says the citizens of Parkdale are preparing to vote on a bond issue to fund an expansion of the public library. The table records data about support for the bond issue. So here we're looking at ages and whether they support or oppose the bond issue. Part A says, what is the conditional relative frequency that a person surveyed supports the bond issue given that the person is between 18 and 25? In order to answer parts A through C, we need to fill in the rest of our table. So using the values they've already given us, we will add up all of the rows and columns to get the total values for each age group and the total of people that support and oppose. We don't actually end up using the total column, but we do need this total row. So the total number of people between the ages of 18 and 25 is 98. We will use this value along with those who support the bond issue to answer part A. Since there were 79 people within the age range of 18 to 25 out of the 98 people within the age range of 18 to 25, we have about 0.81. So the conditional relative frequency that a person surveyed supports the bond issue given that that person is between 18 and 25 is about 0.81. Anytime it says given, we are only going to look at the total number of people in that specific category. So we are only concerned with people that are 18 to 25, so just these 98 people. And out of those 98, we had 79. For part B, it says, what is the conditional relative frequency that a person surveyed supports the bond issue given that the person is between 26 and 64? So we're going to use the same method, but now look at the people that are between 26 and 64. We had a total of 102 people between the ages of 26 and 64, and 57 of them supported the bond issue. 57 divided by 102 is about 0.56. So the conditional relative frequency that a person surveyed supports the bond issue given that that person is between 26 and 64 is about 0.56. Part C says, what is the conditional relative frequency that a person surveyed supports the bond issue given that the person is 65 or older? So now we're going to look at the last age group of 65 or older. Total, we had 101 people 65 or older, and 33 of them supported the bond issue. 33 divided by 101 is about 0.33. So the conditional relative frequency that a person surveyed supports the bond issue given that that person is 65 or older is about 0.33. Part D says, what conclusion can you draw based on the conditional relative frequencies you found in parts A through C? For part D, we have as the age of the person being surveyed increases, the conditional relative frequency that the person supports the issue, given age, decreases. Therefore, age appears to influence the preference of supporting the bond issue. So as you can see, our youngest group, 18 through 25, had a conditional relative frequency of 0.81 in support of the bond issue. When we moved to the age group 26 to 64, our number dropped to 0.56, and when we got to 65 and older, the number dropped to 0.33. The work for this problem is written out on the next few slides. And now I would like you to try number 5 on page 419. The table shows statistics about a baseball team and the number of times players reached base for different positions in the batting order. We have position and lineup, 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and 7 through 9, how many times those players would reach base, and how many times they got out. Part A says, what is the conditional relative frequency that a player batting in the first, second, or third position reached base? Part B says, what is the conditional relative frequency that a player batting in the fourth, fifth, or sixth position reached base? And part C says, what is the conditional relative frequency that a player batting in the 7th, 8th, or 9th position reached base?